Warren Buffett said, "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it." What's a real life example of this? Artesian Builds CEO destroyed the entire company by deciding a winner of their raffle wasn't popular enough to get the prize. The best and most ironic part of this? Their shitty attitude towards the winner meant that a bunch of companies went to the winner and offered them a free PC and sponsorship, thus giving the winner way more than they'd otherwise have win, and ensuring that those other companies signed on a trending streamer due to their publicity and the incident. Artesian literally hamstrung themselves and handed their competition all their business. Youtuber Brooke Houts uploaded a wrong video in which she was abusing her dog. From what I recall, it wasn't a wrong video, but took place more so consistently in the background of her videos, and someone edited a compilation which pretty much did her in. Had a teacher in high school that everyone loved. He always helped kids who were being bullied, fully sat down with us, and tried to mediate any conflict in groups as well. No one had a bad thing to say about him. One day a news story breaks that a teacher was caught filming up girls' skirts at the mall. Next day our favorite teacher had taken a few personal days. Everyone defended him, saying it was only a coincidence that he was gone. We knew it was him when they started talking to girls from our school. They found footage of up underage girls' skirts on his work laptop. 99% were students. He was only caught because he attempted to try it in public and was seen by a security guard and tried to flush the evidence down the toilet. Destroyed his career, family, and life. Kelly Blazek used to run a closed job board for Cleveland area openings, mostly marketing related. A young professional DM'd her on LinkedIn and her nasty response was so profoundly awful it went viral. I think she even had a Communicator of the Year award revoked. After all this, I think she fell off the face of the internet. She went from someone who functioned as a clearinghouse for job listings to a household name due to her unprofessional behavior. Article: https://www.cnn.com/2017/02/web/LinkedIn Cleveland Job Bank/index.html. This well-renowned family I used to go to church with, they were the prime example of a loving, happy family. Years later it comes out the husband was having an affair, divorce, and he moved out of town. The church didn't accept him anymore, neither did the community. The family also moved away cause they just couldn't stay in the same town anymore. Because the affair caused bad memories, they needed to start over. Probably a bit too late, but I haven't heard anyone mention Arthur Andersen yet. It was one of the big 5, now big 4, accounting firms that had a high reputation up until its involvement in the Enron scandal came to light. If you work at any major or minor US-based public corporation, it is very likely that one of the big 4 accounting firms audits the quarterly and annual books and is very big business. These firms have hundreds of thousands of employees worldwide. I'll link the Wikipedia article below, but the gist is Arthur Andersen was the firm responsible for auditing Enron's financial statements, and when the extent of their fraud became public knowledge, Arthur Andersen lost all credibility virtually overnight. What ultimately did them in, though, was that they were found guilty of obstruction of justice for destroying documents related to the Enron investigation, which is a federal felony. This meant they could no longer legally service publicly traded companies and had to lay off nearly 98% of its staff. Pretty crazy. I had no idea that there was a big 5 until I went down a Wikipedia black hole the other day. I'd always heard it referred to as the big 4. Wiki for reference: https://n.mwikipedia.org/wiki/Arthur_Andersen. A former boss in the army did it. He was son of a general, airborne ranger, and had a family right out of Stepford Wives. He was the perfect soldier and family man. Until one day it was found out he was banging an interpreter he met in Iraq. He hid this for a number of years, but it was eventually discovered that he was flying her all around Europe on US Air Force planes in order to keep her close and keep it a secret from his wife. The army found out, and he was forced into retirement and had to pay several $100,000 to cover the cost of the misappropriated aircraft. The divorce proceedings were quite comical as well. Made the military newspapers and everything. At one point, Ryan Lochte was arguably on the way to becoming as big in the swimming world as Michael Phelps. Then his lies about being robbed at the Olympics torched his reputation and career. He was also pretty stupid. Notoriously dumb as a bag of rocks. His interview highlights were great. A reporter asked what defines him, and he responded with Ryan Lochte. Jimmy Snider. He was a well-known football commentator on CBS for 12 years, until he said on the air that the practice of coerced breeding during slavery had made modern black athletes superior. His remarks are astonishing to read today. The black is a better athlete to begin with, because he's been bred to be that way. Because of his high thighs and big thighs, that goes up into his back. And they can jump higher and run faster, because of their bigger thighs. And he's bred to be the better athlete, because this goes back all the way to the Civil War, when, during the slave trading, the slave owner would breed his big black to his big woman, so that he could have a big black kid. See? That's where it all started. Edit. Guys, I know people called him Jimmy the Greek. I thought it made more sense to refer to him by, his name. Former Brooklyn/Los Angeles Dodgers baseball player and executive Al Campanis. He had a brief career as a player with the Brooklyn Dodgers, playing only 7 games with them in 1943, but spent a lot of time in the minor leagues, and played 1 season in the minors with Jackie Robinson the year before Robinson became the first African American player in the majors. After retiring as a player, he became a scout, and moved up in the organization, to become the general manager of the Dodgers in 1968. On April 6, 1987, Campanis was invited to appear on the TV show Nightline, to be interviewed by Ted Koppel about Jackie Robinson, as April 15th would be the 40th anniversary of Jackie Robinson's first game in the majors, and they were good friends until Robinson's death in 1972. Koppel asked Campanis about why there were so few black managers, and no black general managers. Campanis answered, I truly believe that they may not have some of the necessities to be, let's say, a field manager, or, perhaps, a general manager. When pressed later in the interview by Koppel, he said, why are black men or black people not good swimmers? Because they don't have the buoyancy, and also saying that the black race certainly are short on individuals with strong decision-making capabilities. He was fired from the Dodgers less than 2 days later, and never worked in baseball again, passing away in 1998. I knew a girl who worked her ass off to get into a doctorate school. She got expelled because she cheated on the first exam and was caught by a professor. That sucks, but I have to admit that it was right. Academic honesty is a pretty basic trait for a doctorate. Gerald Ratner. At one time, Ratners were a nationwide chain of jewelry shops in the UK. They were known as an affordable jewelry shop. In 1991, he was a guest at the Institute of Directors and made a speech where he called the stuff sold by his shops total crap. A popular range of earrings was described as being cheaper than a prawn sandwich, and compounded it by saying the prawn sandwich would last longer. Shares in the company dropped like a stone, and he was fired by the majority company shareholders. Had a supervisor who decided to get blitzed on morphine and alcohol before writing a racist, incomprehensible, unprofessional email and sending it to every subordinate. Every single person turned against him, and he was gone from his job really quickly after that. And he was tenured, and everything happened in an instant. I worked at a little startup that started to get big, so we hired a CFO. The night before his first day of work was a holiday party. He came to the party, perved on all the female employees, and was fired before his first day of work. Exciting day. I was just reading a story about how a police officer with a perfect career ruined everything by buying donuts and scanning a barcode for a carrot to make it cheaper. Lost his job for that. Real thing apparently. The UK cop paid 7 pence, 9 cents for a 7.75 pound, $9.50 box of donuts. Stealing donuts is the most stereotypical corrupt cop crime. There was a PC building company earlier this year that disqualified a prize winner because the company owner thought the winner's social media presence was too weak. Not fake, mind you, just not popular enough to be worth sponsoring. Artesian built right. Shabba Ranks. He was genuinely being described as the new Bob Marley. Then he appeared on The Word and stated that the punishment for homosexuality should be crucifixion. You can almost see the exact moment his career ended. This is the interview on YouTube for anyone wondering. https://yao.b/8wq_oxts. Gary Glitter taking his computer to get fixed at PC World and being outed as a nonce. I worked in a PC repair shop for a while. Anytime we had a computer with something foul on it, we would just quietly call the police and hand them the PC when they got there. It happened way more times than I ever expected it would. Please don't look in the folder named child porn on my desktop. Ain't worth shit lol. I'm not going to go hunting for it, but if it pops up on your desktop it's kinda unavoidable. A pizza delivery guy was belittled out of tip by rude local car dealership employees. They went really off on one, treating him badly, and threatened to get the pizza delivery guy sacked. The incident was caught on camera, and the internet went out for revenge. The car dealership was review bombed, and I think one of the colleagues were fired. We had a beloved band instructor at our high school. He worked there for years and everyone thought he was a great guy. He went to a band camp car wash fundraiser and decided to jerk off to the girls washing his car. While he was in it, in the matter of a few moments his life was ruined. Edit. The fact that so many people are saying if it was this or that incident in their hometown is really sad. It looks like this disgusting behavior is way more common than I imagined. We had a band teacher at my high school that even the non-band kids loved. He got caught fucking an 18-year-old student by my cousin and was forced to resign. A year or two later my cousin got caught fucking the new band teacher and now they are married. Edit. My cousin was a student during both instances. The new band teacher got fired and is a registered sex offender because she wasn't of age. They're married now. The end. Thanks for watching.